we're back, and this time I looked at ideas in Discord, and there was this guy. And well, yeah, Napolic Wars. What if Napolic won the war? And there's tons of ideas. And since this guy didn't do anything bad, I did what he asked, and I bring back Napolic War. But I didn't make all globe being the timeline because I had not enough time for that. So you have just agree with that here. Basically, German and the Alliance are still split up. If Switzerland wants, they can annex many lands and become their own empire as well. But I don't think they would do that. Now, it's simple what happens. Let's say Napoleon is more tougher, like world's strongest country. World's strongest country. So they begin pushing in. They also invaded Andorra and start the push in main Spain parts because why not? Wait, let me look this. Yes, British control. So that would mean this is as well in war. And they seemingly are pushing in the Penn State, bruh. Wait, no, it's fine. Because they really invaded them as well. And those islands are as well British controlled, so they immediately take Sardinia and landed on Sicily as well, taking it out, and as well as a Malta. Now they supplied this guy as well. The Königsberg is that maybe, but anyways, they're pushing heavily in as well. Now, Napoleon made landing on Brittany, start pushing in mainlands of Brittany, and with some weeks, southern Brittany is taken out. Now, Napoleon managed to make Spain agree with peace treaty, and now they are pushing in Portugal, and with Portugal capital lost, Portugal just surrendered. Now this side war is over, and Napoleon, you agreed with Spain that you would take about that, leaving Spain and Portugal independent, and made Spain agree with Portugal that they would not allow British troops enter here because if they aren't here, then you can take more out of British. So, as like I said, both agreed to this term, and now we can see that this starts getting closer for British. They sent much of their country's troops in north, and with some weeks, all the main Britain is lost. So now it's on Russia, and Brittany as well signed peace treaty. This peace treaty made Brittany lost those lands. Not only that, Ireland is now as well Napoleon's. Now Napoleon used Denmark as advantage to get on here as well. So they start a push heavily, eventually going in Estonia, and basically they want to take St. Petersburg. Reason is its major city here, so it would be great to see St. Petersburg last month. Russia immediately sent their army there, but this gives advantage to make pushes to here to get basically closer to Moscow. And it is what happening. Basically Napoleon did try make pushes to Moscow firstly, but failed because of that. But in this they have two plans. And with pushes to the way, there's clearly seeable that they are using this as their advantage. Now they got majority of these Russians here, and now Russia sends their troops back to Moscow, what makes St. Petersburg being taken over. And Finnish troops of Napoleon's as will start the push in. Basically they want expand more. Eventually Russia surrendered as well. Now with final enemy lost, we can see peace treaty was signed in Bern, Switzerland, and this peace treaty assignment said that this would be given from Russia to, you already may guess it, this nation here. And Napoli, you would gain majority about that. Yep, Baltic Zone. You gained Baltic Zone majorly. Now, Russia, you only lost them on here, but on term of that, Poland gains lowlands as well. Basically, it would make Poland less your friend and more of Napoleon friend. So you just lost your ally as well to Napoles. And I forgot those islands are now as well Napoleon's and Cyprus. Nah, Cyprus is Otham's. Now, basically, Shermans didn't protect Napole, and now we can see that Naples and Denmark had own plans already. Denmark and Naples immediately start pushing in here of Sweden and immediately pushed it to Stockholm and captured it. And with some weeks, Swedish government just surrenders. And with signed of peace treaty, Sweden just agrees to give away so many lands. And now it's majorly big difference seeable. Nepal's going more northern, they already are leaving Sweden this shape, and Denmark would gain those lands of Sweden. Now they have all Baltic entry on their own, except Napoleon's. They didn't like this idea to Denmark owns entry because they are taxing like Brittany to cross it. So they want their own taxing method in there. So it slowly started. Napoleon started repairs. They said to Denmark that they would annex more Germans, but exactly like they thought, before they can do anything, Denmark is invaded, and immediately Naples pushed it in, and eventually mainland of Denmark is immediately lost and capital as well, leaving Oslo, second biggest city on Denmark. Wait, never mind. Maybe Malmö. Maybe. Never mind. Never mind. Well, Denmark just surrenders, and with Nepal, they say to Denmark that they don't take their main country state out. But this is what exactly happens. They take it that out. And now Denmark just is left like that. And Napoles, they managed to take Norway's lands as well, making own statement here. And now they, why did Denmark break their alliance? Is they promised Napoles that they don't take their mainlands, but they did. So now capital of Denmark is here. Basically, it's Norway now. And now let me paint the silence back to white because they are actually still Russians. Now with Nepal owning entry to Baltic, that shows a lot differently. Now Iran and Ottams and Egypt start repairing and made own alliance. What is made to against major powers and Saudi Arabia as well showing that. And Sudan, why not? Reason is Russia and Naples. They are already knowing that they would take them out. So they hit allies. Now we can see that this time Naples and Germans made something that would trigger major thing. They managed to invade all the Germans and immediately every German just surrendered because they can't handle this. And Naples, they didn't want really much of those Germans, but they did gain them anyway, some of them. And what did Sherman gain is simple. They gained major shape of German empires in one nation. And Napoleon gained everything else. Basically, this Germany wants unite all Germans in one. But to do it, they need go in Nepal as well. This is why they are repairing the military because they want so much of Germans being in one. And they thought that they could make deal with Russia too, that Russia can take back, and with Denmark that they can have their lands back, and with Brittany. And they asked those countries here, but they refused because they said they aren't those ones. Now, Napoleon just wanted to expand further and immediately made major changes. Now there's new alliance. Like I said, this alliance is majorly against Naples. There's also Spain there. You actually thought that they would like their lands back. And for Italians, they are fully annexed by Naples. This is major change for globe because now with Naples owning Italians, it's clearly that Naples is just continuing expansions. Now Sweden joined this alliance as well. And Russia, of course, they would join this alliance in back politics, but let's say they aren't in, but they actually let's allow them join. I'm not gonna paint all the Russian islands. I'm painting only those here. Now this is massive. They are waiting all the Sherman action. But Napoleon said to own allies that if one is war, everyone would be. So they just both agreed that Poland and Austria-Hungary. Now the Ottomans thought that they would secure they would secure more, and then we would see India joining this alliance as well, and Libya and Ethiopia, Kazakhstan as well. Why not? Now we would see that there's massive change. Now we can see that there's massive alliance going on here. Now, basically, this alliance is made to stop invasions happening, but India used this to invade. They immediately pushed in Pakistan around of their borders, what made everyone confused. And after some time, Pakistan is annexed fully to India, what made Iran being bordering with India. Now, India basically did this, and they just did forge some more countries to join them and rewarm British Shah, what makes decent of amount of land being in. Now, with that, Naples immediately sent their troops to Asia too. Reason is here. They basically want their first far colony, so they just did that. This is their farthest colony ever. And this colony is really massive. And with those islands here, they're so big, so Naples just take them out. Really easily, they take them out. without much troop using. They, there's massive new lands on Naples, and Naples as well. Take it Venezuela and those islands here too, and also Jamaica. Why not? Also Haiti and Jamaica would be Naples. Basically, French Americans are now more coming, and they managed to make some places on Canada protests about Canadian government, what makes huge number of Canadians being side of French or Naples. Basically, those places what I did draw darker brown and this red is places what are in Canada protesting. And eventually Napoleon just ended this by gaining all those lands from Canada. This made Canada disappointed because they lost their major lands. And now there's massive Naples, and Naples just gained more lands from South Central Americans. I already wanted to say South Americans. Now Central Americans just simply being wiped out. And now Naples are ready for anyone coming on their way. And like I said, everyone is ready if Germans are ready. So everyone begins because Germany accidentally bombed Naples' capital. And now everyone is against Naples. Germany didn't plan this right now, they just listed their bomb. But now they have to push in, and they begin as well. But as Germans being pushed back and major of troops around Nepal being used, it's clear that Nepal is the one who wants this. Spain gave it up, Brittany gave it up, and well, Sweden and Denmark gave it up. Now there's only two members left, and Nepal allowed firstly German and Russians take this out because they had own plans already. If Germany is planning on this, they would take major lands of them. So Germans would have to reduce their troops out of here. And Russians would be those ones who continues pushing in. And Russians are here, and Germans just surrendered because they lost major lands. Of course, those two are also in war. I didn't know why I didn't paint them, but now Russian troops are pushed back out, and immediately Russia just surrendered without saying anything. They hoped that they can own major lands still on them, but with peace treaty signed, Nepal just can gain lands what they wanted. So these were another Nepal war. So this is one reason it happened. And Nepal gains this land about, and they as well take it here, allowing Finland gain this, hoping that they would make alliance with them. If they would give this to Finland, Finland is thinking about that now. If they don't accept this, they would take them back with invasion. Denmark and Sweden unites because they lost major lands already. Sweden lost their capital, so this is major reason. Brittany lost their southeast countrysides, and now they are on Scotland lands, majorly in the Beats. Russia, you would have to give away about about those lands here, and as well Saint Petersburg. Basic you gain them are here, and Nepal you didn't care, you gained all Germans, but others thought that they could own them as well, so now it's like that. You lost all your allies to Nepal now, but you didn't really care about that because you're already power in here of European side. Basically, only you managed to expand with Nepal is Poland here, but they rather suffer than being allied now with Nepal's. Now, Nepal, you own more lands now, and now Austria-Hungary and Poland just joined this alliance. Yep, this is now majorly in the Eurasia region and Africa. And now I think Indonesia would rather join this alliance because they know that Nepal would come for them. So they joined this alliance. Reason is security. Now Indonesia in this alliance is great and all, but what if Nepal is stronger than this alliance? It would end really badly. Well, this is why they accept Kazakhstan. They are major deserts, and if one member is in, then everyone could finish it off easily. And now Iran and India just split up Afghanistan for reasons. One side is Indians and one is Iran's. Reason simply is that they would use Afghanistan if Nepal's invade them. And Iran just gained a little bit more lands, wanting little bit being bordered by Kazakhstan, but Kazakhstan had own ideas. They wanted to be their own power in there, so they just expanded themselves heavily, bordering their neighbors, and this is massive. They are now virtually huge nation, and now Russia, you see rebellions forming up. One rebellion is Ukraine, and one is this region. And both seems to join this alliance as well. Now there's two against one, and Finland accept offer to be ally on Nepal's only this time. And Nepal, firstly, this alliance asked Switzerland to join, but they refused. So now Nepal used Switzerland to mainland expansions. Now they immediately cut Switzerland off others, and immediately Switzerland is lost to Naples with Liechtenstein. Now Naples used them on own goods. Now Portugal and Spain united. They as well applied to join anti-Napole alliance. I call this alliance now anti-Napole. And they are accept. Canada asked to join as well. Reason Napole on their mainlands, and they are accept as well. Now Russia asked same thing, but they are refused. Reason is their expansions as well. So they are just left being like that. Now Ethiopia, you simply expand yourself to be more powerful. And you're decently power here on nose, and then South Sudan, you are forced to be Sudan's again. And now we can see that Africa is decently allied as well. Now Algeria, you just joined this alliance as well, but not only that, you just take out some neighboring lands because you thought you can be powerful enough. Now Spain, Portugal, You just allow this happen because both thought that they would be more safer. But Spain colonies on Africa, they are settled to this Algeria, and this Algeria just expand further, and they are absolutely humongous nation on Africa, and their major power on Africa as well on this anti-Nepal alliance, and they are the biggest ally as well on this alliance. If Russia were accept, they would be, but it didn't being accept. Now, Nepal, you did push some Russian lands away as well. Reason to be bigger and around being Finland too. And now Russia asked the same thing on anti-Napoleon alliance again, but still being refused. But some thought that it would be clear to accept them, like Libya, Egypt, Kazakhstan, Ukraine, Austria-Hungary, and Indonesia. Indonesia, talking about you as well expanded little bit your lands, but only a little bit. You're just owning those lands here. You didn't want more than those. Basically, they are anti-Napoleons, but Napoleon would have reason to be the ones who it's against them. Now, Thailand is simply split up as well. Now, we can see that Thailand is used to be independent without issues, but now they are uh, with Nepal's and Saudi Arabia. You just simply take lands on southern neighbors, and of course, those all are yours now. Now we can see that this alliance expand heavily, and Brittany joined this with Sweden, Norway, and Iceland as well. Greenland joined this. Reason is already knowable. They are just scared that Napole takes them out. Basically, this is massive alliance already, and Brazil joined as well, and French Guiana, you're in Naples now. Chile, same thing, Naples, and Naples simply are expanding their territories on South America colonies. Basically, they're making more French speakers. than they used to be. And simply all the Guyanese are Nepols now. And it's simple that it would happen. Puerto Rico, Cuba are both now Nepols. Bahamas, Nepols. And the United States didn't being scared because they are more powerful than Nepols were. And if they would be in Nepal's team, they would still trade with anti-Nepal's alliance. And now Nepal, you just simply expand yourself on Africa as well. You want own more lands. Go away. Now you own more lands. And those are massive lands on Africa too. Now Africa countries start see this as threat for them being next by Naples. So they just everyone slowly start preparing, asking to join to this alliance because if they would be taken out, then it would be massive issue. And Naples just they get more lands out and leaving leftovers just they're staying. And basically there's two massive African colonies now. And there's as well Cebu that those here would rather join too. And Mexico applied as well. Now some managed to be accepted, some didn't be managed. And slowly it starts getting more and accept. Reason that Napoleon would take them out as well. Now there's massive global alliance versus two countries, and Finland is now quitting this too. So Nepal just simply made on expansions in Finnish territories, and this would happen that Finland joins anti-Nepal's alliance. There's now one country against all anti-Nepal alliance. This is massive country and this is massive alliance. It owns more than user globe. Now there's British Shah taking out those lands here, and it simply is seeable that there's massive alliance going on. If the United States joins, then it's being even stronger alliance. Now this is it for today's video. Hope you guys liked this video and see you in next one. Bye.